giving you a voice.
Making it loud our own way.
Welcome to the fun.
And the 10th is Team 11039, the Innovators from Fremont, California. This reveal is really cool to me. I am typically not a fan of dark reveals because you can't really see the robot well, but it's a really beautifully executed reveal, and I especially love the camera rotation with the ring in midair. More on their competitive side, they scored a max of 267 points November 29th, with 3 other scores above 230. In the reveal, you can see lots of Gobilda and a ramp utilizing gecko wheels going to a hopper. I'm glad to see those have made their way on some robots. Their bot seems like a fairly common overall design. They got the pass through to a hopper. But they definitely applied everything well, and all their subsystems seem to be highly effective, which probably helped them earn this top spot. I also think their 267 was briefly a world record back when they posted scores.
Yeah, I think one of the things that teams try to do is they try to make overly complicated robots, and 9 out of 10 times, a robot that can do everything is going to be worse than a robot that is implemented well. So rather get a good implementation, and they have a solid implementation on everything. Definitely improves their robot.
Yeah.
All right, in the number 9 spot, we have Dry Ice Robotics, Team 9784. They have a solid shooter and an innovative full body pickup for wobble goals. So the entire width of their robot is the width of their wobble goal pickup. So I really like that. They do a great job picking up rings, and it uses a brush to pick the rings off the ground. They're averaging around 150 points, a little bit over that, and speeding up their shooting rate because they take a long time in between shots could definitely help improve that score. So looking forward to see if they improve that. They haven't posted a video in a while, so we'll have to see.
I could be wrong, but I believe this team posted a video of them picking up 2 wobble goals at the same time. So, hopefully they're a bit more careful with that later in the season. I'm sure it was just for show at that time, but teams don't forget you cannot control 2 wobble goals at the same time. So be aware of that.
Okay, I guess I'll go into 8th. So back again for top 25. In 8th is 8375 Vulcan Robotics from San Mateo, California. I love a lot of things about this robot. To start, the pathing of the rings to the top of the shooter is quick and efficient, and the shooter is very accurate as well. I also think they have a lot of Lexan or something to see through, so it's really nice to be able to see the pathing of the rings through that. From this event, their highest score was 267, which is a respectable score now, even more so when they first published in early December. This is a team where I believe tweaking done afterwards will increase their score too. Definitely a team to keep track of.
Yeah, I know Vulcan every year is just a really strong team, and I think they posted a robot in 30 hours or a robot in 30 days earlier this season. I could be wrong on that, but they definitely have a really cool pathing of the rings, as you said, Brooks. And I'm just excited to see what they do for the rest of the season.
Yep, looking forward to. I'm hoping that North California has more events. I don't think they've had a single event since that Google qualifier, and they have so many great teams there. Really think that they could have some awesome matches coming out of there.
Yeah.
In the number 7 spot, Team 8300, the Firo Eagles take it. They had the world record in November and are making minor improvements to their bot. They've got a much faster shooting rate as well as a more consistent auto. They stuck with their pass-through design for rings and look to be a top contender in the North Carolina region. Another North Carolina team coming out strong. I mean, they were hitting 250 in November, which is insane. We'll have to see how they're able to do. Another North Carolina team. Really looking forward to this. Hopefully we'll see them in an actual competition very soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8300, they got to they're one of the few teams got to the top first, and they're definitely keeping that momentum, I feel, with improving their robot.
All right, Brooke, I think you might be a little excited to talk about this next team.
Yeah, definitely. And number 6 is my own team, Team 6323, the pink team from Rockledge, Florida. We changed quite a bit from our last event. We made a 7-ring auto and sometimes got a pseudo 8-ring if we got lucky hitting a double power shot. We also made our shooter faster, but we got quite unlucky day of our most recent league meet with our shooter becoming inaccurate and our 7-ring auto failing. just a bunch of unlucky things happened that day. But we got everything back up to our standards and should be good for our next league meet early February. Excited for that. We still did pretty well though, scoring multiple greater than 300 matches, with our best being 322.
Yeah, and for all the teams out there, Pink Team always releases pretty much all of their match videos. I think it's something a lot of teams can learn from. They're really just showing the FTC community and everybody great robot designs, great driving all around. And I'm a little scared to play them later in the season, but I'm also excited to see their robot in person as well.
Thanks for that.
Yep. So,
all right,
go ahead, number 5.
sure. So. Starting us actually, I guess one other thing I noticed about Pink Team, Brooke, do you guys want to talk about like driver practice and stuff? Like, how often you do it? Because your driver practice is just incredible.
Okay, so first thing I'll talk about is our drivetrain is 19.2 to 1, so that's what we're running off of. And early in the season, like this is my first time driving base actually, so I just spent a ton of hours on XRC, so I'm just getting used to the Mecanum layout. And the day right before every single one of our league meets, we just do driver practice immediately after school and go till like 8:30 or something crazy. So
Wow.
we're all like really prepared the day before.
Sure.
That's what we do.
All right, that's awesome. Thanks, Brooks. So starting us in the top 5, we have Team 9113 Need for Speed Robotics, and they've definitely lived up to their name this year, as their robot is just zooming around on the field with this 128-point autonomous. That is the max autonomous you can get without any bounce back shots in auto this year. And so that's 4 high shots, 3 power goals, 2 wobble goals, and 1 park. It's just incredible. Their indexer, incredibly fast, shooting, really consistent, just everything top notch from this team. I can't wait until we see some more scores from them. Any thoughts,
I'd like
guys?
to see matches with this perfect auto. I'm a little skeptical because I've been tuning up. I haven't been tuning autos. I've been seeing teams tune autos, and getting those power shots in auto has been super finicky. I've seen one of the teams I mentored. They've been down there for 5, 10 weeks now, just tuning auto, and it's been a pain. So I really want to see how these guys are able to do it consistently, and if they're able to. So I want to see match videos and like a lot of matches. Also, one of the things that I thought was kind of cop out was the fact that they use like the cardboard kit to make their power shots, because if you know the power shots, they like to fall back a lot.
Yeah.
And so the cardboard just makes it a lot easier. So maybe
doesn't
try out.
Doesn't it still count as hit even if it falls back, because like you've displaced or like you've moved it from the front rack position, and then right, like isn't that the ruling, or am I mistaken?
From what I understood, the ruling is check the game manual. Don't listen to anything we say. We're speculating. So like the if the power shot comes back, it doesn't count as scored. It's scored at the end of autonomous. So not sure. It looks like they have an actual field, which we can see here. Looking at chat, I don't know. I hope they have. If they don't have an actual field, perfectly fine. But it looked like they have an actual field, which is why I was a little confused as to why they were using a cardboard field versus a normal field. In the 4th spot, we've got Team 18219 Primitive Data. We had them on our last show, and their turret continues to impress me, even though it's been the same match video. It's super accurate in the high goal and even hit some power shots. The last recorded match looked like their drivers could use a bit of practice, but that was over a month ago. I look forward to seeing this team back in action once NorCal resumes their competitions.
I know one thing they mentioned during their interview about how like the surgical tubing or noodle intake robots have a huge advantage on like the rolling rings and stuff as compared to just the solid roller across the top. I'm wondering to see if we'll see a new intake design from them this coming meet or whenever they're going to post videos. Should be interesting.
Okay.
Just some clarification on the previous robot and how I talked about they had the cardboard field. They use that for programming, so all good. Like, I'm just waiting to see match videos from them. All right, continue on with Primitive Data.
Yeah, I'll talk about them a little bit before getting number 3. So it's like, what's not to like about 18219? Like, everything is perfect.
Yeah.
But even still, like they said, they're rebuilding the robots, so like they're dedicated. I think they're really gonna pop off even more with their next design.
Can't
Definitely
wait
don't
to
doubt
see
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yep. All
taking
right.
third.
Go ahead.
Yeah, taking third is 12635 Curiosity Robotics from Palo Alto, California. This is one of the few robots that just seem to have perfected everything about their design. The robot is beautiful, full black, large red numbers. The shooter is extremely consistent. They have a full autonomous with auto aim for both high goal and power shots. They just nailed it. They are one of the 2 teams with greater than 300 OPR according to FTC stats. And of course, they held the 321-point world record for quite some time back in December. They definitely deserve to be this high on the list.
Yeah, and Brooks, I know you talked about the robot design is just extremely beautiful and well planned out. That indexer, I just love watching it just go up and down every time they shoot. Really cool, really clean. Anything else you guys want to add?
Overall, just excellent robot. Exactly what I would expect to see in the top 3. Look like they're custom machined. Really like how they've improved over the years. I've seen them. They initially used a lot of Actibotics to go build and they've slowly started to shift away with that, and the quality of the robot has definitely gone up. Not to say you can't build an awesome robot using Actibotics and go build it. I think it's just they're learning a lot while building it, and that's why we've seen a lot of improvement for them.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go on to the second spot. So this is team 11148, the Barker Redbacks from Australia. This robot, we talked about it the last top 25. We've talked about it before too. It's just incredible all around. Overall, I think they've just set a new standard for international robots. The machining, driving, auto, just everything is world class. Having watched this reveal more times than I'd like to admit, their really fast indexer, rapid shooter, and speedy drivetrain just all make for the 3rd highest ranked team on FTC stats. And this is with data from early December. I don't even want to imagine what they're going to look like at Worlds. It's going to be scary. It's going to be really, really cool.
I'm interested to see how their design holds up in an in-person competition. I know they had some earlier in the season. One thing also with this team is we're going to be having them on our next fun show, which is going to be on February 3rd. They'll be coming on from Australia, which is going to be really awesome. We're really excited to have them. So if you want to come check out how their design process works, what it's like working with all these teams, what it's like having an FRC team with you, definitely come to our next fun show.
Yeah. One more thing I want to mention about them that I saw. This might already be out there, but I thought it was really cool. So in their unofficial world record video, their human player was actually spinning the rings backward when they were putting them into the ring chute, so that it kind of cancel out that forward roll, so they kind of just fall on the ground. I thought that was a really cool strategy, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Okay, Sean, you want to end us off?
Yeah, so we had a poll in chat, and I think everybody knew from the beginning of this show who the number 1 spot was going to be, and that's team 10435, the Circuit Breakers. They're the current world record holders. They're from Waukee, Iowa. And one of the insane things about this robot is they have a narrow intake. Like, they have a narrow intake, and they don't shoot power shots in auto, yet they have a world record. And it's all because of their driving. They hit 32 rings in the high goal without missing a single one. Like, 100% accuracy from everywhere.
Unbelievable.
They do have some room for improvement with their auto, which is crazy that they're hitting 360, and they could improve their auto to get more points. But overall, it's their teleop period that leads them to be in the number 1 spot.
And, as you said, Sean, they can even improve with their auto. Like, I don't think they weren't doing power shots on auto, right? It was 4 high shots.
It was 4 high
they did
shots.
that time. 4 high shots that was on 1 ring randomization. There is definitely, I think they're going to, I'm sure they'll break 400 this season. I don't know how early they'll do it, though. That's the only thing we're waiting for.
Yep. TWTV Mercury asks, do you know if they have an auto positioner for aiming rings? I do not. I don't think they do, if I remember correctly. Do you guys know?
I think what they do is they line up for the first one, but then they have something that automatically turns the robot to shoot the next 2.
Great.
Oh, cool. Yeah. And, watching their driver is just, they're definitely the driver in the red mask looks extremely chill throughout the whole video. Just clicking a couple of buttons here and there. I'm interested to see, what optimizations and automations they've put in their controls. I'm sure it's some really, really cool stuff.
Yeah, we'll definitely try to get them on the show in the future because they're just an overall awesome team.
Oh,
And
and yeah,
go
one
ahead.
more important thing about them. I know they put out a video, like they linked in their comments of showing them like having their shooter legal, right? So, it's really important that everybody follows RG08. They're definitely set for the rest of the season. They don't need to make any changes, and all teams should, make sure that they're following the 16 feet distance, 5 feet, 5 feet height limit as well.
So they say in the chat, George1349, who claims to be on Circuit Breaker, says that they don't have an auto aimer. It's all Andrews driving, and their drivers are actually insane. So props to them. Really hope that they do well and they can actually see Worlds this year. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for the top 25 for the month of December. What teams do you think should have been in the top 25 that weren't? Let us know in the chat, and make sure to vote in February when we do top 25 again. Before we end the show, we wanted to have an announcement about the Fun Future Educator Scholarship.
Yeah, I'll just give a quick plug. Our Fun Future Educator Scholarship keeps growing. It is up to $1,805 now. So if you or anybody you got anybody on a team, anybody that's a firster, either current or alumni, can apply. You can check our Discord for more details on that. We're giving away 2 scholarships split evenly between the 2. So if you are in first looking to become an educator, either currently in college or if you are a junior or senior, you can apply for that. And they close on March 31st. And we are still accepting donations from the community to keep that growing. So thank you everybody who has donated, and to those who've also applied as well too. We look forward to reading your applications.
Thanks for watching. If you want more fun content, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.
Keep the conversation going and provide your input to our content. Watch our live shows at twitch.tv/firstupdatesnow. Join our Discord at discord.gg/firstupdatesnow. And check out Fun FTC on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And First Updates Now on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter.